Hello, gay people. Welcome to episode 10 of Kings on the Aux, the podcast where drag kings talk music and gender performance. I'm your host, Caius Crow, also known as Ben. This episode comes to you a week earlier than usual. Before you wonder, it's not about 9/11. Or at least that's not the main reason. I decided to release this episode 1 week early so it would coincide with my guest's next appearance in Cleveland, because I am very excited to welcome my first guest from the state of Michigan, Detroit drag king Sir Guy. Sir Guy is known as Michigan's Camp Daddy drag king. He was mixed congeniality for the Keystone pageant in 2023 and a semi-finalist in Ann Arbor's Runway Rumble drag competition, which is available to stream on YouTube. He was also first alternate for 2023-24 in the Mr. Gigi's drag competition. We talk a bit about his really amazing package for Mr. Gigi's on this episode. I really appreciate the work Sir Guy does for King visibility in and around Detroit, so I knew I had to have him on. I met Sir Guy when we both competed in Ryder Slowly and Pineapple Honeydew's casting call back in February 2024. He was so kind and professional, and his performance and costuming totally wowed me. It was awesome to talk in detail about his creative process and personal philosophy on drag this episode. And if you're local to Ohio and you'd like to see Sir Guy in action, he'll be in Cleveland tomorrow night at Imposters Theater for Jester's Privilege, a silly drag king show hosted by Able and Willing. Jester's consistently sells out, so if the silly and spooky pre-Halloween installment hasn't sold out already, you should go to Able's Instagram bio and get your tickets now. It's Able, Sir Guy, Marky Gaylord, Andra Entity, and Rubber Ducky from Columbus, which is to say, literally 80% drag kings who have been on this podcast. So I can really strongly endorse that you go support the boys tomorrow. And if you can't make it to the show, go follow them on Instagram, tip them on Venmo, just get out there and support drag kings. Do we all feel very motivated and evangelized to go support drag kings? Great. That's why we're all here. The number Sir Guy brought today is particularly fun for me because it's 2016 Dorian Electra, pre-album Dorian Electra, and they were the first hyperpop artist and the first trans artist really that I got super into. Honestly, some of my earliest exposure to drag king aesthetics too, before I was able to go and see live drag. And this is Dorian Electra's single, CLITOPIA, their musical history lesson on the clitoris, which Sir Guy interpreted in a campy and also really impactful way. I'm so excited to share this episode with everyone. Here's our conversation. Okay, so I am here with Sir Guy.
Hi.
Hello. So I'd like to start off just to recognize that you are the first Michigan drag king that we're having on the podcast. Big milestone. Yay! So tell me a little bit about your local scene. What do the venues and performers and like styles of drag around you typically look like?
So the Detroit scene is incredibly diverse, which is a reason that I love it. There, like every drag scene, there are ups and downs with it for sure. I have my critiques, but I think we all have critiques of our own drag scenes, right? Mm-hmm. That being said, with how much diversity there is, and it's not just in like the performers themselves, it's in like the aesthetic of the groups of drag that are here. Like we have a very huge alt drag scene. Which I think is what drew me to Cleveland too, is because I'm like, oh, like all my friends are like my drag parent is an alternative drag performer. I'm not really super alt, but like I want to be, I'm like, I love alt drag, but naturally I'm just really flamboyant. So yeah, so Detroit has a huge alt scene. They have a huge pageant scene. A lot of the title holders in the Toledo area, because there's the Ohio Gay Pride Circuit,
Right.
a lot of those titles are actually held by Michigan performers, which because technically I think you don't have to in that circuit, you don't have to live in Ohio. So like I know
Right.
Toledo Gay Pride and Columbus Gay Pride or Mix Ohio Gay Pride is somebody from like Lansing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's cool because it's very pageanty and then it's also very alternative. There is some camp. There's not a whole lot of camp. I love camp. I'm a
Yeah.
big camp kind of guy. And there is some, not as much as I've seen in other places. I also feel like, camp is hard. Like I was actually listening to your episode with Abel, and it's not that we don't put a lot of effort in, it's that it takes a lot of effort to execute camp well.
Right.
So, yeah. And what's cool is there's a lot of open stages in Detroit. So people have that opportunity to test new things, try new stuff. It's both experimental and pageanty kind of all in one. And the Detroit scene crosses over a lot with burlesque. And what I've noticed is the Cleveland scene does too, sort of burlesque and drag hold hands.
Definitely.
But yeah, so that's kind of the Detroit scene.
Yeah, it does, honestly. As you were describing that, I'm like, yeah, this is sounding pretty familiar in terms of both the diversity of drag, the drag burlesque overlap. And I also do like how you mentioned kind of like the importance of seeing alt performers in a scene. Like, honestly, I feel like even drag kings who don't necessarily do like an alternative visual style or music choice, we still end up like being in alt spaces still feels kind of like at home because we are like marginalized from the like mainstream of drag so often.
Exactly. We are as kings, like somehow also an alternative type of drag that is grouped in with alt drag, which honestly, a show with kings and alt drag, like that is a good show.
Yeah.
I love my queens. I always will. But yeah, it's one of those things where like we are kind of also in that group no matter our style of drag.
Yeah, I mean, alternative performers put, and I think this goes for kings and alt performers. This is something that we share, is we sometimes, meaning a lot of the time, we have to put in twice the amount of work to get equal or slightly less recognition than queens.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of queens in the Detroit area that recognize that, which is lovely. But I think it's something that, like, as a community, we have to be aware of. Right? I feel like alt performers are always expected to like have some like crazy fake blood gag or like something like that, which is not. I guess maybe that's my experience in Detroit. Is like everybody's always expecting like some sort of trick or gag or big moment, and you don't always have to have that. I think that's something that I'm kind of working on in my journey. Is like I can put together a really sickening performance and have people still like it, and I don't have to like break my body to do it,
Yeah. That's definitely, I think, like something important for performers to recognize. Like instead of building a number around like, oh, like there needs to be some stunt that like might injure you or re-injure you if you've been doing it a lot, like you can still get a lot of stage presence out of like knowing your story and like embodying a character, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's why I like camp style drag so specifically. Again, I was recently listening to the episode with Abel, and it's like I'm also not a dancing king. I'm not a dancer, but I can act. My degree is in theater. So that is why I love the sort of camp storytelling, character building. Like I have a sexy Shakespeare number.
Nice.
And it's like super goofy, and I don't dance. I do a lot of gyrating and I do a lot of like facial expression, but yeah, so I love just like building a character and having a story, and not always having to do like a knee drop or a knee slide because my knees are ruined from drag.
Yeah.
They're I think that's something we all can share who perform drag. Like our knees will never be the same.
Oh, absolutely not. I have like, notwithstanding like the joint damage, I have like just a scar on my like left knee that like keeps getting reopened, so it's never gonna go away from all these hardwood floors and carpeted stages both.
Both those things are homophobic. I'm gonna call it right now.
Correct.
carpeted stage. Where's there? Oh, not me being like, where's the carpeted stage? I know where it's at.
Yeah.
I've performed on that stage.
Yeah.
I think I did try a knee slide there and it did not work. And then hardwood just breaks your knees open. Yeah. I did find in some costuming. I'm a costume guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love a cute little outfit, but because I decided to not, and I know that not all kings, and I stand by this, not all kings have to wear the silicone chest plate. It's awful. As far as accessibility and longevity, like I don't recommend it really for anybody. Like photo shoots, it's cool, but I made a bodysuit that has like rhinestoned abs on it, and it's just like but because it's like a slippery satin material, I can knee slide in that on most stages, which is nice.
Ooh.
But now the fabric is like stained with my knee blood.
Well, so I have seen a lot of good pictures of that bodysuit, and I can't see the blood, so it's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't wear shorts with that bodysuit because the knees are they've seen better days. That's okay. But here's to kings being resourceful and finding other ways to not have to do extra work and drag.
Yeah, exactly. I'd also like to talk a little bit more about your drag. So how did you start doing drag? How long have you been doing drag?
So I've been doing drag going on 3 years in November. I started, November of 2022. I originally started drag because I went to queer prom and then I saw somebody I recognized from the internet who runs drag shows. And I was like, oh my God, you're Zoe Gay Chanel. It's so nice to meet you. I've been wanting to do drag. And then out of the blue, she just was like, hey, here's a sign up if you wanted to like apply for our open stage. And then I did it. And like the first night I performed, I got adopted by a performer. And then I don't know, it kind of exploded so quickly, which is awesome. I found out it's something that I naturally love doing.
Yeah.
But my vision for Sir Guy when I first started was this like alternative scene guy that I always had a crush on growing up.
Oh yeah.
Because I think as a queer person, I was like, yes, I like these type of people. But then I realized I just want to be them.
Yeah.
And I tried that for a while. Like my first, I will never forget it. Sir Guy has not always looked as chiseled and handsome as he always has. I definitely had like, my first time I performed, I didn't own a binder. So I just wore like a sports bra, which was great for breathing purposes.
Yeah.
I thrifted a black V-neck and some skinny jeans. And I wore a red flannel. But I did wear a wig, like a short black wig. It was my friend's like anime cosplay wig. But I was like, can I please borrow? I don't have any short wigs. And I don't want to cut any of mine. And they were like, yeah, here's one I used for, I don't know which anime character, but just some generally black-haired anime boy character. And I was like, perfect. And the first song I did was Just One Yesterday by Fall Out Boy, featuring Foxes.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah. Yes. So that was my very first performance. And I loved it. And yeah, from there, I just kind of started developing more concepts because I think I didn't realize that drag was very conceptual, which I love. As somebody, like I said, with a degree in theater, I love a concept. So yeah, then I did a few more performances after that, kind of got my footing. And I think now my drag is less scene kid, like tool kind of guy. Like Sir Guy is not a guy that would break your heart, but he is one that'll steal your boyfriend and your girlfriend at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Sir Guy is very like flamboyant, very pretty boy, very camp. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at now is just I call myself the Camp Daddy Drag King.
And it suits you. It's correct.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, honestly, it is so personally affirming to hear like Sir Guy's origin stories because honestly, like show me a drag king who has not done drag in a red flannel. Like
You're so right. I think it's like oh gosh, what is it? It's like the Sisterhood of the Traveling with Pants. It's the Brotherhood of the Red Flannel. We all just like wear a red flannel at some point. I have a lot, I don't know if you've come across this. I have a lot of folks that are like, you shouldn't wear street clothes on stage. You have to rhinestone them. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Because I was still like wearing a face full of makeup and I had a wig on. And it was a whole thing. And like, again, drag is how you define it. It's not what you're wearing. I do think that there needs to be like something fun, but
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna gatekeep and say that like, you know, you have to wear makeup or you have to wear a wig or you have to put rhinestones on something. Because I am more than happy getting on stage with no rhinestones on my clothes. But I do have a face full of makeup. Like I'm doing something, you know?
Yeah. What I personally believe is like the idea of you need to like show like effort and intention with the character you're putting out. I feel like that so often
Mhm.
gets watered down to you need to wear rhinestones. When like what if that character wouldn't wear rhinestones?
Exactly. Exactly. Because I think you can do so much with like, I think you can do so much with like sparkles on your face or sparkles on your body. If that's what you picture wearing. If not, like, I mean, realistically, how many alt performers do wear rhinestones?
Mm.
Not a lot of them, and that's okay. Like, I don't know. I think that in the Detroit scene, sometimes it can get kind of gatekeepy and be like, you
Mhm.
have to have rhinestones on something. And I'm like, not necessarily. Sometimes the number doesn't call for it.
Yeah.
And why am I going to spend $80 on rhinestones for something that doesn't need it?
Right. And even though like I really enjoy I have a fair amount of rhinestone costume pieces now mostly because I like enjoy the task. Like I find the like repetitive task like kind of soothing, but like there's also you can stud something, you can like put spikes into something, you can use fabric paint, you can like creatively distress it. Like there are so many
Hmm.
other things you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, I mean, that's part of the joy of drag is like taking something and making it your own. I started making my own costumes this year, which has been a fun journey.
Mm,
But I also just love going to the thrift store and kind of grabbing pieces that I can make into something else for drag,
yeah.
which is, yeah.
I'm so happy that you brought up like making your own costumes because I remember seeing very recently you had some really beautiful looks that you made for was it for Mr. Gigi's, right?
Yes, yeah, that was for Mr. Gigi's, which is a drag king competition. Technically, they can't call it a pageant
Mm.
because some silly
There's
logistics
the
that are
whole like
being,
there's like pageant systems and like all of that is very official, so it
yeah.
has to be
And
different.
it's so deeply not official. But yes, so for Mr. Gigi's, I really loved my package I did this year. So I had recently posted that rainbow outfit with the heart cover up on
Hmm.
top. My drag daughter had made the heart PVC cover up, and underneath I made like a go-go boy outfit because the
Mm.
presentation theme was pride. And so what I did is I took a rainbow shirt my partner was getting rid of, and I was
Hmm.
like, I think I can do something with this because I was kind of I was going into the pageant with $20 in my pocket. I was
Mm.
like, all right, what are we gonna do? So this rainbow shirt that she was getting rid of, I had traced a pair of like booty shorts, and I just like cut up the shirt, and I made like a go-go boy unitard with like cutouts, and then I took fringe from another costume I had and glued it, and then I rhinestone the whole thing and made like a neck piece that goes on top. So I was really proud of that one because I'm like, I made it
Yeah.
out of a t-shirt. So I love that one. And then my lesbian flag floral suit was definitely the thing that I was putting my whole heart into because like I do identify as a lesbian and my identity is really important. I feel like there is some lesbian erasure in the drag community. At least there is
Hmm.
in our scene, unfortunately. I find that like they'll have lesbian centric shows, but it'll be drag queens who don't identify as lesbians performing like Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're gonna have like a sapphic show, have actually sapphic people be the performers. And so in that way, I find some like lesbian erasure in the drag community. So I really try and highlight it because I think it's important so that other people in the lesbian community can be like, oh my God, like we never see that flag like anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
we do, but yeah, I guess some of our local gay bars, they have like a couple of flags, but they never really have the lesbian flag on a whole lot of things. And so that suit was just a white suit. And then I hand placed all of the flowers and rhinestones on it. For the listeners who haven't seen the look, you can find me at Sir Guy Drag on Instagram and go look at it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
But yes, just a shameless self plug. But yeah, so, and then my talent was my drama number that I
Mm.
performed at Ferndale Pride. And that is my star jumpsuit that I also made from scratch. So pretty much the entire package I made.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I keep going back and looking at the lesbian flag floral suit because I'm like, It's also just like such a pretty flag in general. That's one reason why we need to see more of it, because it's especially like the more recent one, like they literally call it like the sunset lesbian flag. Like, and because it's so beautiful in nature. Come on.
It is. It is. It is. And thank you for saying that, because it absolutely is. I think I recently saw a TikTok that was like rating the pride flags on how yummy they would taste. And they were like, lesbian flag, 0 out of 10. Just kidding. It would be the best tasting one. And I'm like, you're so right for that.
You're so right.
Because it would. Yeah. Thank you. I have to like find another reason to wear it. A fun fact about me, I hate suits. They are so deeply uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why do men do that?
Why?
I mean, more than men wear suits, don't get me wrong. But like, why do people who wear suits wear suits?
Yeah.
Dresses are way comfier.
Yeah, because it doesn't give you like any like thigh mobility, I think is the main issue. Like I like the way I look in a suit, but then it's like, okay, I can pretty much stand here. I can't even really sit. I can like stand and look good, I guess.
Every time I bend down in a suit, I fear I will pull a SpongeBob SquarePants and it will just rip right up the butt. And the thing is I'm not even like, I don't have a big booty. I fill a suit out, but not by any. I don't have cake in the way that I wish I would. But even like knowing that suit pants are tight on me like that, I'm like, they don't move. The mobility, it's the mobility for me. Yeah. So, but yes, thank you for bringing that up. I was really proud of that package. So
of course, I'm glad that we got to talk about it. I also definitely want to like call attention to what you said about like the importance of lesbian visibility in drag scenes, because like I do feel very lucky to observe in Cleveland that we have like lesbian drag kings and lesbian drag queens who are like very out and proud and like creating like lesbian centered shows, but it's still not enough if you compare it to like the huge mass of like cis gay led shows, you know?
Right. I think that's one of the things that I really appreciated about Cleveland, like the second I got there, was like they are doing the work, and they're doing the work on a scale that is larger than Detroit is. There are, and I'm not trying to erase any of the sapphic led shows in Detroit, but like I just feel like there is a sense of community that is really trying in Cleveland, and I so appreciate that. I'm actually so excited to be back this month. I'm also going to be in Jester's Privilege in September.
Oh, okay. Wow. That is very good to know. I'm so excited. I've already put Jester's Privilege on my calendar, so it's like, yay, something else to look forward to.
I'm going to be bringing a really silly number, so be prepared. But yes, so I think there's something that I'm so drawn to in the Cleveland community, and there is work that's being done. Can the work be done even more? Absolutely. But I want to say on the record, like I do appreciate the people who are putting in the work, because there's some people who aren't lesbian identifying who are putting in the work to then put lesbians in those spaces. So I don't know. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's been doing the work.
Of course. And we both just gave a salute to all of the lesbians and lesbian allies in the drag community. I have another question for you about your drag, because I know that you perform under multiple alter egos. You have a queen persona and I believe a fairly new burlesque persona. Yes.
So Sir Guy has a evil twin named Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am is, my queen persona. It's fun to be a cartoon of a lady, because Sir Guy is just a cartoon of a man. A lot of my inspiration for Sir Guy is kind of making fun of men in a lighthearted way, but being like, men, you could also do this. Like, this is how I picture you. And I think with Miss Ma'am, everything's over exaggerated. Like, it's over the top Jennifer Coolidge, very like feeling my oats up and down. It's also fun, like, to not have to wear a binder and do a lot of work. I'm really out of breath doing king stuff. Hilariously, I was at my local bar that I perform at a lot, and I was Miss Ma'am, and I had a corset on and I had a push-up bra on, and I, had big old heels and big hair. And the bartender was hitting on me like he had never seen me before. And I'm like, my brother in Christ, you have served me many a time. So yes, Miss Ma'am is Sir Guy's sexy evil twin who makes a rare appearance because like Sir Guy is also the one who pays the bills. The general public really likes Sir Guy, which I'm very grateful for. And like people like Miss Ma'am too. She just, you know, the saturations on the certain performer markets are different when you're a queen versus a king. And then yes, so burlesque is something that I'm starting to do. It's just I've always wanted to try it. Worst case scenario, I never do it again. Best case scenario, I keep doing it. My burlesque persona is Dolly Parton.
I love that.
Thank you. I have a deep-seated love for Dolly Parton. And I love that, I mean, female performers doing drag, it's gone back all the way to Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
I mean, she wore so much makeup, had big long nails, had big hair. So I think, I mean, Chapel Roan is original in some sense, but also isn't in another sense. Like we've seen female performers do drag. I mean, Lady Gaga, Dolly Parton, all of those type of people. I don't know. I just have I have big feelings on all of them. But yes, so I love Dolly Parton because she was doing drag. She was basically doing drag, and I love her. I love that her persona just comes from like her big hair and her sweet demeanor. So Dolly Parton, my burlesque persona, is very country. She's like everybody's favorite trailer park girl because I live in a trailer park, so I feel like I can like kind of appropriate that culture.
Yeah,
I just like
it's not even appropriating; it's embodying.
It's embodying because it's like growing up in the 2000s, we saw a lot of like trailer park stereotypes. So teeny tiny booty shorts, bikini tops, like big hair, blue eyeshadow, like press-on nails, like and those are just the things that come to my mind. So, and I grew up around a lot of country music, so I think there's a lot of reclamation that can be done with this burlesque. Sort of like reclaiming country music so that it's something that feels powerful to me and less oppressive, and also like embodying embodying what people might look down on, like bright blue eyeshadow, bright red lipstick. I for my number, I do plan on getting like a styrofoam speedway cup and like drinking Diet Coke out of it on stage, because that's very like quintessential like summer trailer park vibes to me. You know what I mean? And I mean this all in the best possible way. None of it is in a negative light, because it's something that I resonate with, that I want to reclaim, and I think it's just like, I'm really excited for Dolly Parton to take the stage because I have a lot of big plans for her. I think Miss Ma'am was a stepping stone to get to Dolly Parton. So I don't know how much of Miss Ma'am we are going to be seeing in the future, but I know we are going to be seeing Dolly Parton. So keep an eye out.
Well, yeah, I look forward to it. And especially I like hearing you talk about it and how like each of these characters gives you room for like a different set of inspirations to pull from. Yeah, like thank you so much. Yeah, like I was saying, like like Dolly Parton, Lady Gaga, that sort of deal is very Dolly Parton's. But Sir Guy is really influenced by like Elton John, Freddie Mercury. There's this artist named Spencer Sutherland. Yeah, and I love his, honestly, like Benson Boone. I don't know much about him other than I like his one song he recently came out with. But he's very just like a dude in a sparkly outfit, just like living his best life. So I think I'm influenced a lot by current performers that we see in the in the mainstream. I think everybody is to some extent, but yeah, I can definitely like. So I do have Elton John tattooed on my body, and I have Dolly Parton tattooed on my body. The 4 that I have tattooed are David Bowie, Elton John, Stevie Nicks, and Dolly Parton tattooed on me. And all of them, one could argue, were doing drag. So like that's cool.
And you're so right. Yeah.
Amazing. Let's get into the number that you brought for us to talk about today. I'm so excited for this one because I'm a big Dorian Electra fan, and this is like throwback Dorian Electra from like before any of their albums came out. So tell me what the Dorian Electra single CLITOPIA is about.
So the Dorian Electra single CLITOPIA is a song basically written about the clit. It is basically like history tried to villainize it, doctors tried to erase it, but it's a part of our bodies and we just have to embrace it. And this is how it functions. And it's very much kind of like a TED talk on the clit in a song form.
Uh-huh.
And so the reason that I chose that song is because there was this bar that we loved in Ypsilanti, ended up not staying open, called Keystone.
Mm.
And Ypsilanti is the area that I'm from. It's like 40 minutes outside of Detroit. But Keystone was, every month they would have a themed open stage competition.
Mm.
And that month it was called the Pink Party.
Ah.
And I'm like, I was like, it's not the only thing I can think of that's pink, but like immediately my brain was like vagina.
Well, yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
yes.
like, that's and that's just how my brain works. And I was like, what can I do with this? And then I remember, so my partner actually got me into Dorian Electra.
Mm.
And it's an artist that we've seen together multiple times. Like I love Dorian. I love their big non-binary energy.
Mm.
So to have a song written about anatomy by someone who is like a trans and non-binary person, I think is really, it's specifically something that I'm like, I want to perform this.
Yeah.
Because it's different when a cis person talks about it, but in a queer space, singing a song by a queer person about anatomy, I think is so different, right?
Yeah.
It's something that, again, it's empowering and powerful. So I was like, I'm doing this song about the clit. And then I made a shirt. I was like, how am I going to do this? And there was specific moments in that song where I'm like, this would be a perfect spot for a reveal.
Right.
And I was like, well, like vaginas have layers. Like there's a lot of things there that I can build. So I went to the store and got a pink shirt. And then I got iridescent pink fabric, furry pink fabric, red fabric, and like different shades of pink, and
Mm-hmm.
built like sort of an artistic version of it on a shirt that had layers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I was like, oh, I need one more layer, but I don't have enough fabric. And before that, I had this jacket that was red and had a bunch of very flowy, wispy layers on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, perfect. And this specific performance, the one that I had emailed you, actually happened 2 days after I totaled my car.
Ooh.
So I was actually injured in this.
Oh, wow.
And this performance really helped me. So it holds a very special spot in my heart. Anyway, going back to the original question, CLITOPIA is a musical essay on the clit. The outfit was, the pink vagina shirt that had layers that I took off. The first layer was the red jacket. Second layer was the fur layer. And then I also put pink fairy lights in it.
Yeah.
So it actually lit up too. And the clit part on the shirt was a rose, because I'm also like artsy and I'm like, oh, a rose would be so cute. And then I had a pink skirt on because my body was so swollen and hurt so bad from the car accident.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear tight pants. So I just wore a skirt. And in the video, you'll see I'm wearing my pink Crocs because I couldn't wear heels because my body hurt so bad. So I was fully in like pink socks, pink Crocs, pink skirt, and then the vagina shirt that I made. And then that wig I previously owned with like the pink tips on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was also, this was a very formative night for me, this performance, because that was also the first night that I had painted my face the way that I currently do.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's where there's a picture of me and I was like, wow, my makeup turned out so good. That's so crazy. Because I tried something completely different, not knowing if it would work. And now it's just like my Sir Guy standard paint.
Amazing. This night is part of the origin story.
Yes, yeah.
Everything really does come from vulvas. Oh my God.
Correct.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm thinking back on the footage of the performance, and like I was so concentrated on the prop vulva that I did not even clock. Yeah, he's wearing Crocs in this. Like I don't think anyone would care because you're telling a story. You're giving us your TED Talk.
The vulva talk, the Sir talk. We'll workshop that. But yes.
We'll get there.
We'll put a pin in that one. But yes. Yeah. I think I just noticed it because I can remember, like, also if you look closely in the video, I have an ace wrap on my arm because I had gotten a treatment for the burn wound that I got in my car accident 2 days before. Wow. Like I had I had been at urgent care And it was so funny. The showrunner was like, you don't have to do this if you're in pain. Like, I know you just had the thing with your car. And I was like, no, I'm doing this. I was like, I worked all week on this shirt. So yeah, it ended up being really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good when producers are like compassionate like that, but also, yeah, you worked hard on this.
Right. And I was like, also, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do something fun when I'm going through it TM.
Exactly. Just need some kind of an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
I do really love the like series of reveals that you time with this song, especially the one that, I mean, they're all really great, but I do really like that big finish with the string lights because like oh my god, they were just thinking about the 3D map of the structure of the clit. And then we see it. Oh my god.
Thank you. Yeah, the string lights were definitely one that I was like, let's see if I can make this work. And I did. Like, there is part of the footage where you see like the battery pack like flinging out, and we are our own worst critics when it comes to footage of our own performances.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you. I'm so glad you like that. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, what can elevate it? I'm always asking myself with performances, like, what can elevate this that is easy to pull off and also safe for the venue? Because with that specific venue, there had been a history of people doing stunts and doing gags that like just weren't made your jaw drop, but for the worst reasons.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want people's jaws to drop for good reasons. So yeah. And what was so sweet that night was there is a performer who now is in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Their performer name is Miss Faggot. Spelt like baguette.
Yes.
And they had told me after that performance, they were like, you were meant to do drag. They were like, after seeing this, I know that you were meant to do this. And I just like, I don't know, something like changed on a molecular level when they said that to me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you brought this number because even just from seeing it, I was already seeing like, oh wow, like this is like such important like political and cultural commentary. But it's also, it's like really the performance itself, like that like ephemeral experience of like doing it that particular night is also really important to you. That's great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I like that you brought up that politically it's important too. I do think it's really important to talk about like bodies and autonomy and things like that, especially right now. It is something that like I think needs to continue to be said or it's going to be silenced. I did actually bring this number to my step down at casting call because I also was like, I'm deeply uninspired right now. What do I perform? And I was like, well, I haven't done my CLITOPIA number in a minute. Hilariously, I performed it. And it was a good turnout. It was also, I think, like 3 other shows were happening in Cleveland that night. So, but it was fun. Did that number. And then Pineapple gets on the mic and goes, now, I know a lot of you gays don't know what a clit is in this room. And I was like, hilarious.
Oh my God. I love her so much.
Yeah. She's so funny. Again, there's so many reasons I love Cleveland and the Cleveland drag scene, but one of them is Pineapple. Mm-hmm. Pineapple Honeydew. Yeah, she let me stay with her all the time as I was in Cleveland. So we got to have sleepovers and I adore her. There was at some point she was like, are we long lost twins or like long lost sisters? And I was like, girl, I hope, because you're cool. And like, I don't know, like it was really my first time out there when I did Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy at casting call, which I think you were also in.
I saw that is actually the first and so far, it will change soon, but so far only time I've seen you perform live. And it was so important to me. Like, oh my God, we're to the bridge and he's got the chair and those chaps. Yes, I always love Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, but I especially love your rendition.
Thank you so much. Those chaps I made from thrifted jeans. Yes. So, I mean, it's really cool because I met you, I met Ryder, I met Abel through the Cleveland drag scene. And I just feel like that group, I don't know how many other groups there are because I really only know this group, but it's so uplifting and it's so inclusive. And I don't know, I have a big heart. I have a big heart for that, for the Cleveland drag scene.
That's been my experience with this scene too, like especially like those like that like handful of bars that like kind of like this group of like kings and alternative performers like tend to flock to. It's like yeah, like this feels safe, like this feels like home, like these are my friends and peers.
Yes, exactly. So, did I go off rails from the question? 'Cause I kind
Oh,
of don't.
I think that we went to a really good place there. I always
Okay.
love talking. It felt natural. We're good.
Okay. I'm a rambler. It's the Midwest in me.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk to everybody and I will ramble. I'm a yapper. Uh, my favorite thing to do, this is kind of off topic, but I started producing and hosting shows.
Hmm.
I do host a show that hopefully we'll have more of them. We had some issues with the venue, but basically, I had one called Added Daddies, which is an
Hmm.
all king review.
Nice.
And my favorite thing in the world is to get on mic and go, "Hi, I bet you didn't expect this little girl voice out of this big old man." So yeah, I don't know. And I don't know why I brought that up. Oh, kings! I love
Yeah.
kings. Kings on the ox.
That's why we're here. We're here
That's why we're
because
here.
we love kings.
Hmm.
I think I'll circle us back, I'll rein us back in a little bit, just
Yes.
to getting back to the political significance of, like, first of all, like, Clitopia, like, as a song, like, existing, and also, like, making a performance from it. I just think that, first of all, it's like a really well constructed song, like on Dorian Electra's part. Like we're going like literally all the way from like medieval times up to Freud of like this history of like, oh, the clit is like it's ignored, it's demonized, or then it's like, yeah, it's real, but it's not as important. And it's like, yeah, that's really fucked up. And we get all of it in this like about like 3 to 4 minutes. I think that like the way that you embody that on stage like hits different coming from like a lesbian drag king specifically, and when that is like an identity that informs your drag so much. I just I just really love it. I love to see it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I always try and tread carefully when I'm doing political stuff because I do a few tongue-in-cheek sort of things that I think only like a drag king can do, but has to do respectfully, right?
Mhm.
Because I am under the impression that because I am presenting male on stage, I have to set the bar for how men should respect actors
Mm.
and respect music and be respectful when doing stuff like Clitopia. Or I do have this, I found this is so unhinged. It's a Dear Evan Hansen version of Wet Ass Pussy by Megan Thee Stallion. Um, which is so stupid, but I love it. The thing is it is edited so that there are no words as a white performer, because I also am very conscious about that. As a white performer, it does not have any words that I should not be saying. The person edited it, and so I have that one, and then I have the Clitopia number, which I think both songs that just talk about vaginas, pussies, clits, like things like that. You have to tread carefully. You have to make sure you are presenting them in a respectful way. And yeah, as somebody who's a lesbian identifying person, and I think talking about my own anatomy, but in like a very like showy way,
Hmm.
and also giving like a little history lesson. It's not something you get at every show. And so I also won the competition that night.
Of course.
So with that number, and then the top two lip sync song was "I'm Blue." You know the "I'm Blue,"
Oh my God,
which
pink
has
and blue.
pink and blue. We love trans people here.
Of course.
Pink and blue. Oh my God, I think it actually just clicked that that's probably why they hosted. Like it just clicked in my brain. I am so pretty.
No,
So
hey, you won, and that means that you got enough of it at the time. Like you got
I
it.
did.
You
I
got what
did.
you needed.
And you're so right. Thank you. But yeah, so I think there was a lot that I took into consideration because for a minute I was like, is this too explicit? Which it shouldn't be. It should not be explicit to
Mhm.
talk about how certain body parts have been villainized, weaponized, and erased.
Mhm.
And yeah, like in the world right now, like they're not, it's like body parts aren't dirty. They are
Right.
something that we all have. And I think putting it on in a way that is, I hate to say like palatable, but
Mhm.
like people receive information better when they're having a good time.
Right.
So yeah, I think that was important to me putting that number together too. I had a lot of fun with it. once I got the okay go from the host, because I sent her the song and I was like, hey Diva, so this is the song I want to do. It fits this theme. And she was like, yeah, I mean it's a bar, like it's over 18. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Because I also like I do a lot of family friendly stuff, and I
Right.
also want to be tactful. If it is technically an open, like an all ages thing, I don't want to do something that's like inappropriate.
Yeah.
So yeah. So thank you for recognizing, the importance of it.
And I do really also appreciate the kind of line you're treading there of like, okay, this is something that like I want to be visible. I want to like bring out into the open for more people, but also like bearing in mind the comfort of the audience, the consent of the audience. Like I think that is like very important to keep in mind. And like it also reminds me of something you said earlier about like this being a anatomy focused song, but like done by a trans person also like really colors the way that it comes across, because it would be so easy for someone to like do a song about vulvas that like uses so much like exclusively feminine language, but like Dorian didn't do that. And it's not like ignoring the gendered history of it, because it is like calling out all of these specifically men who have demonized the clit, but it's also like not everybody who has a clit is a woman. So like that coexistence in the song is really important to me, like as a transmasculine person.
Yeah, and I think that's why I put a lot of consideration into it, right? I think what you said about consent with the audience is something that is so huge to me. Like, I know that at drag shows, they're like, indicate if you don't want to be touched. I never touch people. I will get close to people who seem like the vibe is okay. Mm-hmm. And if they tell me no, great. But I also never want to make anybody uncomfortable with what I'm wearing or the song that I'm lip syncing to. And yeah, having whether or not you know Dorian Electra or not, which I think most queer people do at this point.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, it's a deep cut Dorian song. Not a whole lot of people knew it was Dorian when I did it. I was like, I think you need to know their like entire discography to know that it's a deep cut. Not to be like, but like,
but yeah,
it is a deep cut, and it's something that I would feel weird doing a song written like that by somebody who's cisgender. Like, I don't identify as cis. I don't identify as trans. I just am kind of on somewhere on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It changes every day. And so, yeah, it's I don't know. Dorian holds a huge place in my heart, and to find something written like that I think also in the costuming of it too, I had to think about what would be comfortable for me to see on somebody. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not getting down to like little to no clothing. And in some spaces that's amazing. And I love that. And like people can do it so well. Mm-hmm. I think putting it on a shirt was very much a choice that I made consciously too, instead of putting it on any other body part that might have made it uncomfortable, because I want to I also want to like respect the comfortability of people, and also like my partner and stuff. And like, I don't, and not to say that my partner it controls any of my drag, but also right. Like, I'm not trying to do any acts on stage that would make myself, my partner, or the audience uncomfortable because I'm in the public space. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just try and make sure that all parties are having a good time and not uncomfortable. I think that's something, again, as somebody who presents as a man on stage, or the idea of a man mm-hmm. on stage, I like to keep that in mind too. Like, people already have a way that they're going to perceive me. What can I do to keep in their good graces?
Yeah, I think that that's important. I think that that's responsible.
Yeah. It's like something that you want to be respectful about. Again, like we said earlier, like not all people who have vulvas are women. So mm-hmm. you want to do it in a way that is like inclusive without being raunchy and right. without like being disrespectful,
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the way that you executed it is really cool, and I'm glad that this is a number you've done more than once. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about CLITOPIA, either the song or the performance?
Other than people need to go listen to it because it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one thing I would like to ask you as a sort of like approaching a closing question, since you have done very well in the Detroit scene and like across multiple local scenes, what advice do you have for any up and coming drag kings who might be listening?
Ooh, I love this question. Up and coming, I think some advice that I would have for up and coming drag kings who are looking to get started in the scene is, if you're nervous, that's good. Don't let it get the best of you though. Because if you're nervous about something, you care about it. I am so nervous every time I get on stage, but once I'm on there, like, I'm so confident.
Yeah.
If you have to fake it till you make it with confidence, do that. Because also, like, the people who come and watch drag shows that don't necessarily do drag, they're gonna live for you if you have like confidence in what you're doing and you know what you're doing.
Right.
Granted, you don't always have to know what you're doing. I black out on stage most of the time. But yeah, I think it's just, don't let your fear of anything get the best of you. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Drink water.
Yes.
Because if we're out here in 90-degree weather with binder or binding tape on, you got to drink water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was maybe something else. But, and eyeliner makes great facial hair.
Yeah.
You don't have to put like fake mustaches on that are so uncomfortable. Eyeliner, chef's kiss.
Wonderful. That's great advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners that we haven't covered?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Support drag kings.
Yeah.
Support local drag, because that's how we get famous on-screen drag. And I'm excited to come to Cleveland. You can catch me. I'm gonna be September 12th in Cleveland for Jester's Privilege.
Wonderful.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I mean, I would assume
it will. Let's see. Let me do some math. You know what? I think so usually, okay, so a little bit of brief behind the scenes. We're recording this ahead. We are recording this to come out in September. I usually put these out third Thursdays of the month, but because it would be so perfectly timed, I think I will move yours up to September 11th. So it'll be literally the day before Jester's. People will get the extra push to like, please come.
Yes. I would love that. Never forget. We can make jokes.
We can do
26
it.
years ago.
We can do it.
I say 26 years ago. I don't know how to do math either, but
it's longer than I've been alive. Okay, like
I will be turning 30 next month.
I turned 23 in February.
Oh my God. Sweet angel. I started doing drag a lot later than a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
I started doing drag when I was 27.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there wasn't a drag scene around me until I moved out here. One quick tidbit, fun fact, is that my partner actually wanted to start being a drag king. And I talked to her about it. I was like, what's a drag king? And then she showed me, and then now I'm here. And she's like, well, I feel like I can't do it now because you are who you are. And I was like, no, you could totally do it. Like, you're not going to compete with me. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, it's very cute because my partner definitely wanted to do it, and then I stole it from her because I'm evil. But she's like my biggest supporter. I love her so much.
That's so cute.
But yes. So yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll definitely post. I can't wait to see if people guess the guest star, because I like how you do the little guesses in the thing. But I'm like, I'm friends with a good portion of people out there, but I don't know how many people are going to guess them. The guest star.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Sir Guy. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate it. This is so cool. I'm like so honored to be on this podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening to Kings on the Aux. This episode featured Detroit drag king Sir Guy and was hosted by Cleveland drag king Caius Crow. You can find Sir Guy's looks, performance videos, and upcoming show dates on Instagram at Sir Guy Drag. You can find me on Instagram at Caius Crow. That's CAIUS Crow. Questions? Comments? Compliments? Complaints? Send me a message on Instagram at KingsOnTheAux or email me at caiuscrow@gmail.com. I'll talk to you soon on our next episode. Thank you for supporting local drag.